So in FLIPSIDE, plot point one is that they figure out so they get him to admit what happened at the bank. Or right, he's like, let's say it's just clips of it, right? And then he finally explains what happened. Let's say that it's vague, it's a mystery. He doesn't tell anybody, but he's just being really secretive. He's saying, yo, I gotta go see this, I gotta go see that. And she knows when he's lying because she knows him well. Let's say that Amy, out of with it's not like somebody has to make a joke about stalking him, but it's just like, no, I'm shadowing him, like I'm having his back. And she goes to Kenji because Kenji's in New York, and so they're in Connecticut. They go to New York, where his set is, right? Like the let's say that one of them, Jonas sends him to see somebody that's a brother, right? Somebody that's a fraternity brother. And the whole time he's being tested. It turns out that they're trying to find his weakness. So when they're acting like they're trying to help with the situation and trying to figure him out, they're trying to find his weakness so that they can control him, right? And there's going to be situations where it's almost another girl, right? They introduce him to somebody, and they get really close, or like whatever, for like whatever reason, right? Introducing, you know, and let's say that the fraternity that he belongs to is sort of like they're basically accelerating his they're accelerating his level in the fraternity, because that's just the college branch, but this is the like Masons out here type shit, right? And they're trying to find his weakness. Let's say that Amy goes to Kenji, and then we meet like the Chinatown, like Kenji basically is next up, but being held down by somebody a part of the like basically this movie is about regime change, and it's about the tactics of turning men against their brother for control. And it's marking another generation, another of evil kings in power that need to be overthrown on some young Simba Scar shit. This is Hamlet, I believe so. Right? This is like FLIPSIDE might as well be another telling of Hamlet. It's sort of like A History of Violence meets Hamlet. Right? So, and it's all about it's about tribes. Right? There's the fraternity brothers that he's with. There's Kenji and his gang. There's the fraternity, the already established fraternity, right? So this is the he's a part of the next generation fraternity that are going to be those guys in 10, 15 years. But this and the current, right? And it's also about the gang that is coming after Jared because of his involvement in the murder of that rapper in the 90s, right? He did something. He played a role, but was given sort of a plausible deniability role in it, right? So he could, it was like, we'll give you $200,000 if you just at 2:58, right? There's gonna be a blackout. Just make sure that the the back camera is detached, and make sure that the door is unlocked, right? Let's say that when he goes and does that, he turns it, right? It's sort of suspicious, and he turns and looks, and there's a little kid, like a cute little light skinned girl there, just staring at him, just like watching him. And then he just stares back. She waves at him, and he just waves back, and then like disappears, right? He needs to be involved in something where a chick that is working, like Tati, let's say, she looks like Tati. She's working at a shoe store, and on TV, whatever he was involved in is being covered. He could be mall security or some shit. Yeah, maybe he should be security. And maybe let's say that he's in a fight, or no. He it should be a he he needs to do something viral and noble, and he doesn't like taking pictures. He doesn't have social media, and they think that that's weird. After he saves his girl and the other people that were in the store, that shit goes viral. She sees him being covered by like the Breakfast Club, and they start freaking out. And then that's when they roll up on him because they found him. Because she'd never forget his face type shit. And then he needs to run into her. Let's say that that's her older brother. The rapper was her older brother, so he let her in. I mean, he participated in the murder of her older brother. That was the rapper that they were trying to silence, right? It's because of her that gets him to, like, all that he has to do is participate one more time, and he's going to be home free, everything that he's ever wanted. But she got to him, and there's no way that he's going to do that shit twice in a lifetime now that he's aware of it, right? So he sides with them, and then that's when Amy sees that he actually is noble and she can trust him. She introduces him to Kenji. Kenji calls the leader of their gang, because they go way back type shit, and brings them two together. And then they explain that they're being played against each other, and they're explaining what the real issue is, who the real, like, they've always been pinned against each other, and why the rapper, right? We're gonna talk about all that hip hop shit, and he was gonna explain that in his music, and they bodied him. Kenji's operation will get a lot better if they join Kenji and his people, right? Kenji and his people, they're going, like, there's like, you can trust us because we have the same interests. We have the same enemy, and this is a regime change, and we know that this can work between us if you help us take these motherfuckers out. That's what this is. And then in the final showdown, let's say the event that breaks the routine, that he's the third act, is that Kenji was setting them up and didn't tell Amy, and she really freaks out. She's like, no, no, and like kind of rough with Amy too. He's like rough with. He's like, "Ah, son, but toma, toma ma," right? He's like that. So it looks real, and we really think that these motherfuckers are about to get offed, right? It's just like, yo, it's just business. You're the type that asks too many questions. You won't take orders. You wouldn't have been good leaders anyway. Everybody want to be the king, right? Type shit. And then the turning point is when he's looking in the eye of the nigga that tried to have him killed. They're gonna start rapping what's his name's lyrics. And then the ones with the guns, like the four brother shit, when the shit turns tables, they're gonna point the guns at them niggas and start rapping lyrics. And like, see, this was never about us. Like this this was never about delivering us to you. We had to make sure that we had you in the right place at the right time. He's like, for what? And then let's say that Jordan comes in that motherfucker, and then they fight, and then he kills him. Like kills the men, right? Like let's say he wins the fight, but they try to do some like dirty shit, and they end up like popping them niggas. And then the fucking like a fire fucking comes on, and then like the sprinkler like system like comes on, and like when they win, they just like that what they let out that like warrior that right, and that's how that fucking shit ends. And then how they change, whatever, you can go from there. But that's pretty much the whole story. I think I'm out to work on that shit next.